listening to pause. We pause for a second or two. This is episode 49, Breathing Through Rough Patches. We live in challenging times. We live in times that become challenging in waves. We might have a period where a time period where life just seems a little more easy. And then we have these rough patches. We have these moments when the challenge of our time can crash over us like a wave. And these moments, these rough patches, they are physically very unpleasant. They can feel like something similar to a panic attack. They can feel like anxiety. They can feel like stomach ache, dizziness, this unsettling feeling throughout our body. These rough patches strike us out of the blue. Sometimes they come over us at really bad timing. Sometimes they wake us up in the middle of the night. Sometimes we cannot fall asleep because one such rough patch is crashing upon us. And at the core of each such rough patch, each such moment, is a feeling of complete loneliness. The feeling is that there is this crushing challenge, these crushing times. And in the face of that, we feel utterly lonely. The feeling is that no one else is feeling like I feel right now. There's just me and this crushing episode. And from within that sort of loneliness feeling, this rough patch, this episode, does not feel temporary. It feels as if it stretches from now till forever. It does not feel, in the moment, it does not feel like it is a passing moment. Today's episode is called Breathing Through Rough Patches. And my ambition with this episode is to sit down for a while, here and now, and share a moment with you. Within this sort of rough patch. So every now and then, throughout our lives, throughout history, the times become collectively more challenging. And now we are in such a time when it's more collectively challenging. And in such times such as these, each and every one of us will have regularly such rough patches, such crushing episodes of anxiety, like I just described in the beginning of this episode. These rough patches are non-optional. So if you carry some pretension that you will be able to escape these episodes, my argument is that you can spend your energy more wisely than trying to avoid or escape these crushing episodes. These rough patches that I am referring to, these moments of extreme emotional distress, they are supposed to be almost impossible to bear. They are supposed to be near impossible to deal with. So our expectations on ourselves should be that every time, each time that we manage to breathe through such a rough patch, just let the rough patch come and go on its own schedule without us really reacting in any significant way. Each time we accomplish that is a great win. Each time we accomplish that is a great win. So, if we take me as an example, for me personally, these rough patches, these moments of anxiety often comes in the morning, a couple of hours before I'm supposed to get up. And the feeling as I am woken up by these moments, the feeling is that it all just seems impossible. The whole idea of getting by, it just feels impossible. So at the beginning of such a moment, I guess I'm just kind of overwhelmed by the feeling every time, even though I've had them hundreds of times. Every time I'm overwhelmed in almost like it's the first time. And then, after a minute or two, it slowly transforms into this sort of oh no, but I know this feeling. I've had this before. It's not new. I know what to do. And then the breathing through part begins. So I lay there and I breathe down into my stomach. And I come to the conclusion that my body is feeling very uncomfortable. There's this pain in my body, and the pain can be situated in different parts from time to time, but often it is pain in my stomach and this sort of unpleasant feeling in my head. This sort of tension that not so easily is relaxed. And often I can feel this sort of tension above my eyes, above my eyeballs, sort of like the muscle tissue just above the eyeballs. Sort of like the muscle tissue connecting the eyes with the brain, if it doesn't sound too graphic to say. That sort of muscle tissue can feel very tense. Almost like the tissue wants to cramp somewhat. So that feeling is paired up with this sort of stomach ache or back pain, or this restless feeling in my diaphragm. And all throughout these different sensations in my body, to the best of my ability, I try to just breathe through all of it. It is difficult. It is almost impossible, but just barely possible. So I continue. And when I have gotten thus far, I can feel that, well, I've gotten this far, so why shouldn't I be able to go through the whole moment, the whole episode? You see what I'm saying? So there is this budding hope also arising at this point. And then out of that sort of budding hope, there is this thinking starting that, these kinds of episodes happens to everyone. These kinds of episodes happens to everyone. They just arrive at slightly different points. But we all must go through them. They are non-optional. So then, out of that realization that these moments happen to everyone in some shape or form, then this sort of competitive quality can arise in me. This sort of competitive feeling that, if this sort of panicky, really uncomfortable moment is happening to everyone, then I want to be one of those who gets through, who breathes through these rough patches without any artificial help. So this sort of healthy, competitive thinking clicks in. So by this point in our rough patch, I'm thinking, I want to get through this. I really, really want to just breathe through this uncomfortable episode. And I do not think I can stress enough that as you're listening to me right now, if you can identify such a competitive nature in you, that competitive nature is key to breathing through rough patches. Being competitive is an extremely good thing if we use it at the right moments. And these sort of maximum challenging moments are the best moments to utilize our competitive nature. Do that. Be competitive. Over time, if you succeed in breathing through your allotted moments of anxiety and just feeling that these times are extremely difficult, for each time you breathe through these moments, you will start believing in yourself. You will start trusting yourself. You will feel this sort of trust in yourself, in your own ability, that is extremely powerful. Your sense of accomplishment, of moving through these difficult moments, will accumulate and turn into character. So for each moment we succeed, our hunger for success grows, and our hunger for character increases. And in time, we will have developed this sort of identity that I am a person who do not resort to artificial help. I am a person who breathe through these moments. And in time, this might sound unfamiliar, or maybe not. Maybe you know what I'm talking about. But in time, these maximum challenging moments will actually take on this sort of new character for us. They will take on this sort of character of that they feel very truthful. Like in time, as we have developed character, when we enter one of these episodes, one of these rough patches, it can feel like, yes, it's a mess. Yes, this is extremely hard. These moments can feel sort of very real. And in some new way, we will actually start cherishing these moments because they feel honest. These times we live in now, if we are to be honest right now, these times are lonely. These times are scary. And it is in those challenging moments that our eyes can really see these times for what they are. And looking back on this time, if we breathe through these moments of rough patch, if we breathe through them, we can look back on this time and sort of just go, yeah, that was very difficult, but I'm glad I had it. That's it for today. Thank you.